All right, hello everyone. As promised, it hasn't been that long before the video this time. No one of those 6-month waits. Medical updates that I have this time. There's not too much. I mean, we finished the rituximab before the last video, and since then we have been doing the IVIGs once every 3 weeks, and they've been going pretty smooth. I haven't had any issues. That's going, according to plan, I guess. As for, last time I had mentioned that I had seen some improvements in different areas, and I'm glad to report that that seems to be continuing. So, I don't know, every week I try to see if there's something that I'm doing a little bit better. And recently, some of the things that are better than they were before. One, I was able to lock the left brake on my wheelchair, the one that last time I said I'd never locked before. Like I've never been able to lock either of the brakes on the wheelchair that we use when we're outside because that one is just too, the brakes are just so tight I wasn't able to safely lock them myself. But I have been able, there's 2 weeks in a row I think that I've locked the left one. I haven't been able to lock the right one. Also, I started putting my feet in the footrests myself. Like when we're, like when I'm stationed, like sitting at church, we take the footrest away and my feet go on the ground so I kind of move around and control where I am. But then when we're leaving, Stacy will push me in the wheelchair and I'll put my feet on the footrests that are in the wheelchair. We'll put them back on and I'll put my feet on them. And for the longest time, I couldn't lift my own feet to put them into the footrests. But now, I can do it and it's not ridiculously difficult. Like it's just kind of a small challenge, but I'm able to put my feet in the footrest myself. So that's encouraging. Also, I talked last time about how I drink my Boost and Ensure without straws anymore. I've graduated to drinking out of mugs at home without straws, where I have to lift the mugs up to my face to drink. And at the beginning, it was a bit scary because I wasn't sure if I was holding them tight enough, and I was worried that if they flipped to the side, I might freak out and drop them and break the mugs. But lately I've been able to use the mugs and finish the drinking to the bottom of the mug, which, when I first started, I wasn't able to drink the very bottom parts because I didn't feel safe tilting the mug all the way up. We use the mugs to drink things like bone broth and stuff that's kind of hotter. And just I think yesterday I said to Stacy, we don't need to put straws in the water cups at home anymore, like the plastic ones I drink out of. I've been using the cups without the straws, so those are things that have improved. And then just this past Sunday, we were at church, and I noticed that I was able to sing better than I had in recent times. So, like musical notes and stuff. At one point, I wasn't really able to sing higher than a C sharp or maybe a D, but it depended on the day. Some days I could sing the D, and other days it was, cracky or whatever. So this past Sunday, I was singing up to the F sharps, which the F sharps weren't great, but they weren't breaking when I was singing on Sunday. And also at the end, when we're done singing, I wasn't like sometimes when I sing or talk for too long, my voice kind of gets weak and gets kind of hoarse. On 2 days ago, we had friends over, and usually, by the end of that evening, because we're all talking in a group and trying to be loud and stuff, I don't have a voice anymore. But I noticed that this past Saturday, I was fine. At the end of the evening, I still had my regular volume. So these are all encouraging. That the progress has continued. It hasn't stopped yet, and I'm looking forward to getting to some more like impressive physical feats, like standing up one day. Or I mean, I think sometime soon we'll start trying the standing up with the harness and the lift, safely with helmets and stuff. But it is encouraging. I feel like there's certain places in my leg too where I feel like there's some muscle that maybe I didn't notice was there before. So that's encouraging. I think that's all I have for the medical updates this time. I actually wanted to share a little bit about the photo management software I talked about last time. So I'm almost to the point where I can let Stacy use it for one of the first activities that she needs to do. And then shortly after that, I'm probably going to start letting friends beta test it. So I'll give them accounts, or I'll make a server somewhere, or let them install it themselves and get feedback. So it's coming along really well. I'm pretty excited about it. And here's a sneak peek. All right, so here's the web browser interface for the software. We're going to start by loading some photos from 2021. And you can see that here's some photos. We're at home. We watch New Year's on TV. And the first feature we're going to show, let me just shrink this window so we can see, is that when you shrink the window, the photos kind of dynamically resize themselves to try to fit on the line. If you have enough photos, sometimes we don't have enough, so it goes to the next line. But it's really trying to fit on the, everything is dynamically resizing to fit in the window. Here we have 3 photos that are very similar or taken in a very close time interval. And for that, I added a feature that kind of compares all the photos that are similar. And if you want, you click on this button, you can stack similar photos. And what that does is these 3 photos will get grouped into a single photo with the 3 here to say there are 3, and it will do a mini slideshow to cycle through those 3 photos. And here there were 2 photos that were similar, so we're getting that 2 photo slideshow. So feature off, 3 photos, and 2 photos here. Feature on, you collapse them to 3 and 2. And this way you can see more photos at once on the screen. You don't need to see your photo, your screen filled with all the same shots, especially when you take like group photos and you take like 5 of them. This lets you see more photos at once. I kind of like it. Now we're going to jump to July because we want a road trip in July. We're going to see how quickly we scroll through the photos. You can see the photos, they scroll through really quickly. It's really nice. It's much faster than trying to look at thumbnails in Windows File Explorer or the Apple Finder. And here the photos are grouped into events already because I created events for these when I was organizing my own photos. But we're just going to quickly demo how quickly or easy it is to make an event. So let's see, here we stop at a park. I don't remember the name of this park, but let's select a bunch of photos. So we're going to select all the photos when we were in this park, and we're going to create an event for it. We could add it to an existing event, but I don't see any that this matches, so I'm going to create one. And I'm going to call it pit stop. Oops. At park. I forgot the name of the park, but that doesn't matter. We're going to save it. And now you have an event, pit stop at park. You can select all the photos, unselect them. And in the future, we will allow people to search based on event names and stuff. This just makes things much more organized. You can also select all the photos from that day, July 17th. So you can see that selected 89 total photos. On road trips, we were very photo happy. So that was, an easy way to just add photos to an event or remove them. If I accidentally added too many, I say I don't want this for that event. I can say remove it from the event. It's up in the park, and now it's not part of that event. Simple as that. So you see now when we click all the pit stop parks, that last one didn't get selected anymore because we removed it from the event. So when you're going through your photos, it's easy to just make events, fix events. Sometimes we would have a situation where I took some photos and Stacy took some. And so we'd have a case where I can show you what it looks like when it happens. Say these photos came from Stacy's phone and they were not on the event originally when we uploaded them. So to mimic that, we'll just remove them. Now the system looks kind of weird because it keeps repeating the event because the photos are broken up, right? These 4 are from the thing, but these 3 are not. These 3 are in the event and this one isn't. And then this one is again and this one isn't. So to fix that easily, I would just say I'm going to select this photo all the way to this one. And I'm going to make sure they're all part of the same event, dinner in Casa Carlos, and that fixed them. They're all in one event now. Super easy. Very nice way to organize your photos. So we saw again how quickly we're able to cycle through the photos. When the last feature I guess we're going to show is the kind of preview mode. So when you open this, if you click on the little loop here, you'll open preview mode where you get a bigger preview of the photo and all the metadata that's linked to that photo. So the people, the event name, keywords, albums, if there are any. And you can cycle them quickly, just like before I was saying. But you'll notice, as I cycle through the photos, this little green outline is following us. So the green outline moved every time I change photos. Here we have 5 photos that are similar, so I'm going to have to click 5 times to get off this green square. And when we go to the next line, it's scrolling, auto-scrolling, and following us. Makes it nice to let us be able to, view our photos quickly. You can also remove people, remove keywords, add keywords, by typing them out here. You can edit the caption. And so it's just a way of easily keeping your I don't know, they call it metadata managed easily in your photos. You close this anytime you want. You go back to scrolling through your photos at whatever speed you like. I went to visit Texas Capital. So eventually, a lot of these other features will be available. Sharing them, downloading them, starting a slideshow of the selected photos. There's a lot of stuff that's in the works, but this is kind of how it's going so far, and I think that brings this demo to an end. So hopefully that technological demonstration wasn't boring. If either any of you want to be beta testers or suggest features or tell me the things that you really wish you had in your photo management software, that would be really helpful. Maybe make a comment about it, get some feedback. Maybe we go with the one that gets the most likes, get some of it. That'd be kind of fun. Obviously, I don't have a very large following, so I don't really know how that's going to turn out. But that ends the video for this time. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you again next time.